Fuck yeah, dude. It's been a while.
It's been, oh, are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
All right, fucking A. It has been, do you think it's been a year?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, for the first couple of years of the podcast, us geeking out on rangering was just kind of a staple of the Endless Endeavor.
Yeah.
And then we've kind of went on these new odysseys.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It's like new life.
Yeah.
Have you heard the term like timeline jump? Like
No.
as you're hanging around in like these kind of, you know, we both hang in these woo-woo hippie spiritual circles, which I fucking love. But I kept hearing people say timeline jump, and I didn't understand it until recently. And I think to me what it means is that parts of my old life, I still have the memories, but it doesn't feel like this lifetime. It does not feel like some of that was part of this life. And it finally hit me the other day that I was like, oh shit, it's because I've made some timeline jumps, and one of them very recently. So I am now, it's almost like you were on one set of train tracks that was headed in one direction, and then you got tired of that and
pulled that lever that went
exactly,
and changed everything.
And now you're on a new set of train tracks headed in a new direction, and everything that's in the like that old life, that was part of that other track that you're not on anymore. So I have the memories of it, but it almost doesn't feel like that was my life anymore.
Bro, it's funny you say that because I've been thinking very similar thoughts lately where it's like, dude, I was on a rooftop in Ramadi with a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah, even
like, that's like, it just seems like, and not just because it's a long time ago, but it's also a totally different endeavor that like, that doesn't call to me at all anymore.
No, and that's perfect because we forgot to watch that clip.
We'll watch it, yeah.
The thing I sent you, this woman, you know, sometimes it's something you know and you've known for a long time, but someone articulates it so simply, and you're like, duh, that's what I've been trying. Like, those are the words I've been trying to say for so long. And what she said is she's talking about the current status of men and how weakened and sissified and sort of like oppressed men are in modern society. And what she's saying is we need warriors. And warriors do not follow orders. Soldiers follow orders.
Yeah.
Warriors follow their heart. And it was like, fucking A. That is what I have been trying to fucking say for the last couple of years, is that I'm not a soldier.
Yeah.
I follow my heart and I follow my morality, and that is what we are missing. We have plenty of soldiers. They wear uniforms. Soldiers wear uniforms that say police or army or fucking Air Force, and they take orders and they follow them. A warrior does not follow orders. A warrior follows his own heart or her own heart, and they are governed by their morality.
And a soldier is very comfortable doing what they're told.
Because they're given safety.
Right? Yeah.
Right? You're given food, you're given shelter, you're given that safety of whatever you need will be provided for you down the road, your health care or whatever it is, your pension. Oh, I got to do this because I'll get my pension.
Yeah.
Right? The freedom is scary.
Freedom's scary,
you don't have
bro.
any of that, but I'm here for all of it. And that is part of that timeline jump, which is that I have let go. The fear still exists. Like, I walked away from my job about 8 weeks ago. And so that was all the security. That was the retirement and the health insurance card and the knowledge that there would be a paycheck tomorrow. But I was sacrificing the present moment for the security of the future, which, when will the future arrive?
Yeah, the future is
now. How about now?
Yeah.
How about now? Right. So I was forever sacrificing that present moment for the safety, this idea of safety in the future. But now that I've jumped off of that track into my new timeline, I have all of the freedom and none of the safety. And I fucking love it.
And you love it, dude.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And I may die in poverty. There's no guarantees.
But there's so much power. It's funny that this is kind of how we opened it up, because I was talking to Logan about this.
Which your daughter, Logan?
Yeah, my daughter, Logan. She's 10 years old. And I forget what brought it up, but I said, Logan, in this life, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, you swear to your 10-year-old? Yes, because I believe in the message, not the words.
You should hear Christy's 6-year-old.
And so, but I said, in this, I've figured out a way to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And then I was like, dude, that energy can be misconstrued into almost like an arrogance or like an ego thing. I'm not saying it from a place of arrogance or ego. I'm saying
I am sovereign.
I do my life how I want to do my life.
Yes.
And we were talking about the boat trip that I'm going to go, because she's like, Dad, I don't want you to go on the ocean for 2 months. I said, I understand that. But I'm in a place in my life where when I'm called to whatever I'm called to, I'm in a place to fucking do it because I do whatever I fucking want to do in this world.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I said, dude, just saying that out loud feels good.
Feels so
and I
good.
said, you can say it, Logan. I do whatever the fuck I want. Now, that doesn't mean when your teacher says, hey, make sure that you go to page 22 in your math book and we're going to go over problem number 6, that you raise your hand and you say, I do whatever the fuck I want, right? I understand there is a time and a place to be involved with or be under the tutelage of some type of authority.
Well, education is important. If you're
100,
going,
bro, it's
I
the
had this
most
conversation
important. It's
with
the most important.
with Christy's middle son and with my older son. They're both resistors. Like their natural sort of inclination is to resist the system, and that's amazing. And so I was kind of saying, hey, we're not harping on your grades because we want you to be conformists. We're harping on your grades because we want you to be resistance. But in order to be a real resistance fighter, you must be educated. Your wit and your intelligence is your A1 primary weapon.
And if you can defeat them at their own game,
Yes.
like, look, I can play this game as well as you want me to, but what about this?
Yeah. And I'm sitting here staring at fucking William Wallace behind you. And remember at the beginning of the movie when his Uncle Argyle, before I teach you to use this,
I'm going to teach you to
learn
use this. Yeah.
And he's literally telling you right there in that movie that the key to rebellion is education and intelligence.
Well, and so when I said that to her, I was like, dude, just say it out loud and feel it. Feel the energy. I do what I fucking want to in this life, right?
Do you know what I wrote down?
Yeah.
I was going to say this to close out the show, but I think this is something every person needs to start. There's going to be certain people who I think as we go through, I don't know where this episode is going, but
We'll
I think
find out.
certain people are going to be called. And this is something I wrote down. It's something I'm going to begin repeating to myself because I was driving here today and I was like, fucking, here it comes. Here comes all the downloads. Like my mind went quiet and I opened to my subconscious, and that's when you start receiving from like a higher level. And I was like, here it is. I am awake. I am sovereign. I do not consent, and I am not afraid. And if you repeat that to yourself every single fucking day, eventually it will start to sink in. And I'm telling you, it's coming.
Well, affirmations
Yes.
are a proven aspect of success. Because what an affirmation is you are taking the time to affirm to yourself a truth about you. And like a lot of people, including me, like it's funny we're talking about this because I was talking to a friend about this last week, and he's like, part of my morning routine is affirmations in the mirror.
Yeah.
These are the things I say to myself. Bro, we say things to people all the fucking time, all day, every day. We're saying shit to people right now.
Yeah.
The most important motherfucker in this journey is you.
Yes.
So what are you saying to yourself?
You are the creator.
Yeah, what are you saying to yourself? And it doesn't have to be in front of your bathroom mirror necessarily in an affirmation, like, oh, I got my 8 a.m.
It can be in your mind
affirmation.
as
It can be in
you're
your mind.
drifting off to
It can
sleep.
be whenever. But make sure you're telling yourself the story that yourself deserves to hear.
And you have to say it with conviction.
No,
Can't
yeah,
be
you're
like,
100%.
I think
Just going through the motions.
I feel like I'm sovereign. I'd like to be sovereign. No, motherfucker, I am sovereign. And I've come to this realization that like as it all started with COVID, as we started to see like the oppressive nature of the state, like the veil really got pulled off. And it was like, man, the threat is, at the end of the day, the entire system is run by threats of violence. We'll either take away your security in forms of your employment, which takes away your that future idea of retirement and health insurance cards and whatnot, or we'll kill you, or we'll put you in a cage. And at some point I realized, well, when we talk about the infinite now, you and I, we are all infinite. So killing me or putting me in a cage does not matter. You will never have my consent. I do not consent. I am sovereign. And in that, I cannot be defeated. You can send 20 officers here and wrestle me into a jail cell. I do not consent. You can send a SWAT team here and shoot me. I do not consent.
We've talked about it for a long time. Ideologies are undefeated,
Yeah.
right? And if you doubt that, look at Afghanistan. Look at Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like when people have true convictions in the way in which they believe, okay, you can, there's plenty of people that got killed in Afghanistan when we overthrew the Taliban. Who's in charge right now? And it might be their fucking...
And they never consented to American rule.
And it might be their grandchildren that are now carrying the flag, but that's still a victory for them.
Yes.
Like if you and I get fucking wiped out and then our kids fucking hoist the flag
Yes.
30 years from now,
Yep.
we won. You know? Yeah. And so I'll tell the listeners the reason. I was standing on my back porch the other night, and it was a night like this where it's 40 degrees and just fucking pissing rain.
Gross. Yeah.
And I was thinking like, fuck, dude. I was looking out because I got woods right off of my back porch. And I was like, dude, Jenny was inside in bed, but I was standing in the threshold of the doorway. And I looked back and I said, dude, I don't know if I can count how many nights like this me and Tobin were sleeping out in the fucking woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she kind of chuckled.
With no shelter.
Yeah,
That's the other. People
exactly,
are like,
yeah.
oh, well, you put up a tent or a
No.
rain fly. No. We didn't even put on a rain jacket.
Well, dude, like,
we didn't even have a rain jacket.
remember the shelter halves that we used in basic training?
Yeah.
We never used those in regiment.
No, fuck no.
Because in regiment, part of your patrol base operations is really being able to blow out your patrol base at a moment's notice.
Yes.
Right
Now.
fucking now.
You need to be able to stand up and go.
You change fucking one shoe at a time for that reason.
Yes.
Or one sock at a time, right? You never have both your shoes off at the same time.
Yeah.
So little things like that. And it made me think, and I think I was under the influence of some amazing cannabis. And I was just thinking like, man, like what a gift for us to start to build. I turned around and I said, dude, we were honed into black belt world champions of just really being able to endure.
Yes.
Just being able to endure. That's it. And here's the interesting part. I don't remember feeling like we were enduring during it. That doesn't mean I wasn't cold at times or I wasn't hungry. I wasn't tired.
It's because to us, we were chasing that thing that we wanted to do.
Yes.
We wanted to be Rangers. And so we were being Rangers.
And it made me realize it's like, dude, those experiences as a 18, 19-year-old man probably honed our ability to just endure. And it can be endure physical pain through exercise, through whatever, or endure social and economic pain.
I was just going to say there's a flip side to that, which is that we became very adept at just sitting in misery. You know what I mean? Ranger school involves a lot of sitting in misery.
Yeah,
And so
especially your version of Ranger School.
Yeah, 6 mountain phase 3 times. I should get a special tab for that.
Yeah.
But fast forward that to, let's say 6 months ago, sitting and enduring misery at my desk on a construction site that is run very much like a prison system. Like you will be at work at this time and you will be at this safety meeting until 7:15. At 9:15, you are allowed a break for 15 minutes. And at noon, you are allowed a break for 30 minutes because that's when the state of Washington says you take your lunch break. You don't get to say, well, I'd prefer to do it at 1 o'clock. Oh, no. The state of Washington says that after 5 hours, you will take your lunch break. You are a grown. Doesn't matter that you're a grown ass man. We will tell you when you may eat your sandwich.
I can't even
So for 15
imagine
years, I endured that system because I am very good at enduring misery.
Yeah.
So there is a flip side to that.
And there's a flip side to it. There's also power that gets derived from it. But here's the next evolution. Because I was talking to Jeremy Newsom about this last week's episode or 2 weeks ago. And it's like, we pride ourselves on enduring. We pride ourselves that we can pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. He says, but what if we can teach our children to walk in abundance and appreciate the world and have gratitude without having to go through all
I
that?
was just going to say, what if none of that was?
That's what I'm saying,
What if
right?
enduring is part of the control system?
Yes, what if
teaching you to sit in misery?
What if enduring is just this thing that we build pride around that we don't necessarily need? And dude, I don't know where I land on this yet because
we were told it was virtuous. So now I can be virtuous by quote unquote bringing home the bacon. I'm miserable all day, every day, but I'm providing for my kids. I'm providing for my wife. And it's like, hey, there is virtue in that. So sit there in your misery. And so I repeated and I repeated and I repeated. And I didn't want every single fucking day my alarm would go. I cannot tell you the anguish I would experience as that alarm went off. And then also I was living in like a low grade level of anxiety of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where it was whether I'm, or even like vacation or a weekend where Sunday sucked. And the last day of any vacation sucked.
Bro, tell me about it. I remember as a police officer, like yesterday.
You just dread it. You know what's coming tomorrow when that
Tomorrow
alarm
morning,
goes off.
the alarm goes off at 3:30, and I'm going to be in a patrol car for 12 and a half hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dude, you're right. Society does make that virtuous, because I still see things on Instagram that's like, a man's job is to provide for his family, doesn't care about your feelings. Okay, if you don't care about my feelings, what am I doing here? Why don't I go shoot myself?
Yeah.
Because our emotions and our feelings and how we interact with people and how we share time and energy with the people we care about, that's the experience of life.
Yeah.
So feelings are for weak people, or nobody cares. And it's like, dude, maybe they should care.
Yes. And I think that I'm so happy that there's now coming into like pop culture the counter to the grind harder. There are so many people who are on that program. It's a learned behavioral program of do more workouts in one day, more work in one day, less sleep. You can do more. You will be a better version of yourself, and everybody will like you. And when everybody likes you, you will finally like yourself. And it's like, no, man, you will fucking run yourself into the ground until you are a shell of yourself. And the thing I did that made me really like myself was stop doing most things.
Well, bro, it's so funny you say that, because like Jocko gets up at 4:30. Mm-hmm. He's up at 4:30 every day. And I'm not saying getting up at 4:30 is good or bad. You build a schedule that works for you, right? Mm-hmm. But inevitably what I saw...
I like getting up at 5:30.
That's what I'm saying. That's like...
But it's because I get up to do the things. I get up and I have coffee with my woman, and then I make breakfast for my children, and then I work out.
Yes.
And it's my day begins with things that I love doing that are fulfilling and important to me.
But what I noticed when Jocko's 4:30 rise started to like gain traction and just the motivational space, you call it. And I do. I think Jocko is a motivational person. I like Jocko. But what I saw is now other people are like, oh, I get up at 4 now. And then it's like, oh, I get up at 3:30.
Yeah, I do two workouts.
I get up at 3. Yeah. And then Wes Watson, I get up at 2 a.m. And I was like,
why?
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what I do? I don't even fucking sleep anymore. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
Crystal
get up at 2?
Bitches.
Yeah, I don't even sleep anymore. I'm actually, I get in bed at 10 p.m. And then before I fall asleep, I actually get back up at 10:30 and start the next day.
I do productive dreaming for 30 minutes and then I get back up. Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, what are we doing? Yeah. Why is it always, as soon as you and here's the thing, everything's a balance, right? Because there are elements of competition that are good for us, especially as young men. Mm-hmm. Who can run the fastest? Who's going to win the grappling match? Who can carry the heaviest ruck? Like that kind of stuff.
There's a time for that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a time for that stuff. There's also a time to set that down.
Yes.
And I honestly think the time to set that down is probably where we're at in our life right now.
I think so.
You know, competition drives the spirit of wanting to win and wanting to be successful.
It's also important to say too that in the spirit of that when we were grinding in the Ranger Regiment, that was fulfilling to us because we wanted to be there. We weren't there because our dads wanted us to be great.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? It was something we decided we wanted for ourselves.
Well, and that's actually one thing I wanted to talk about on today's show, because as we get further and further away from the life where we believe the government has our best interests in mind, mm-hmm. or the government is built around securing the people's constitutional rights, like all this stuff that like we look at it now and we're like, I don't fucking think so. Your words and your actions are not congruent. Like, and we could do 1 million episodes on those things. However, as a 22-year-old man, we were both team leaders, E5s in the Ranger Regiment, leading combat patrols. That was also a phase of our life that was really powerful.
Yes.
And it was good.
Yes.
And it was part of who built me into who I am today.
100%.
And I look back on that with pride. And so if I look back on that with pride, How can I tell the young men like Eli that are saying, hey, there's a part of me that wants to be a Green Beret. Don't do it because it's the military industrial complex.
You just
and
talk to
this
them
and
about
that.
the realities of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think if you know what you're getting into and you're not being emotionally manipulated by the system of like the Marine Corps commercials where if you join, you'll be slaying dragons and all the fucking...
Or just like some people sign up because of this idea of God and country, and their parents are really into the MAGA. You know what I mean? Like, I joined the Army because I wanted adventure. Mm-hmm. So I have no ill like feelings towards the Army because I got exactly what I wanted.
Yes,
I got
dude.
action and adventure. That's what I signed up for.
And I say the same thing about even war and combat. Like when we look back on war and combat now, we see a lot of corruption and government missteps and lies and manipulation. And that's fine. But boots on the ground, your platoon, patrolling mountains, going through cities, bro, there's a part of that adventure that is something that you can't recreate outside of that space. And it was fucking rad. It was fun.
But it brought us here.
Yeah.
Which now we have, okay, so this is, I almost had to pull over and like fucking cry on the way here because so many things, like dots are connecting. And it's like, I think a lot of people too, one of the reasons veterans have so many issues is it's like, well, it's over.
Yeah.
No. Life is not over. All of your life experiences brought you right here, right now to this moment for a reason. And I can feel it coming. So I might start crying. Disclaimer. I was in heart ceremony last weekend, and Rick Barraza came up. Which,
oh, wow.
Rick is one of my best friends who was killed in Ramadi in 2006. I was not there. I was working for the CIA by then up in Mosul.
And let me just say one thing, because every time a Ranger dies, he was your best friend, right? Mm-hmm. I'm here to tell you, I saw Toby and Rick hanging out. He was my waking hour when we were off duty.
Yes.
That was your fucking homie. You guys went through RIP together? Is that right?
No, we got recycled and we went through mountains together, all fucking at least two of the times. And then we had a long recycle where we were...
You're in you're in Dahlonega just becoming fucking homies.
Hanging, becoming homies.
Got it.
And then coming home to the battalion and like now we're E4s and E5s together and kind of always pushing each other like friendly competition, but also like hanging out every night. And
bro, there's a picture of you and Rick at my parents' that you guys were eating dinner. Remember my mom?
No shit.
Yeah, remember?
I didn't know he came to your parents'
dude,
house.
I was in Ranger school.
Oh.
This is how cool my parents were, dude.
No shit.
They'd let the Rangers come up, and my mom would cook them dinner, even when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of you, Rick, and a couple other Rangers in that far dining room with the big wood table.
Yeah.
And I can't find it anywhere.
No shit.
But I was like, man, I wish I could find that picture.
All right. It'll resurface if it needs to. So anyway, all of these experiences have brought us here to this moment. And in ceremony, Rick comes up, and I was surprised because I thought I had dealt with that and put it to bed, but obviously not, because otherwise, why am I reliving it, right? And so Christy she's sitting at my head. She's my angel. Mm-hmm. And she asks, well, what is the gratitude in this situation? And I had to think about it for a while. And I was like, oh my God, his death brought me here to this room right now.
Elaborate.
Had he not, it's almost like, I do believe that there is a higher level war going on. Mm-hmm. That the right versus left, us versus them, all this shit that people consume themselves with here on Earth it's a distraction. And it's all the things Tyler, like, revisit the episodes where Tyler's been on here if you want like the deep dive into the higher war. But I think Rick was a sacrifice in a higher war to ensure that I landed on the healer's path. Because I'm not like,
instead of going into the unit and doing the whole life of that stuff.
Exactly.
Because you guys were talking about
Rick
that.
and I were going to go to selection.
Yeah, I remember.
And we both probably would have, like, looking back on it now in hindsight, I can say with confidence, he and I probably would have passed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we didn't. He was killed in action, and I got out and left the military in hindsight, which again ties directly into warriors do not follow orders. Warriors follow their heart. But I don't talk about it much because I grew up on atheism and science, and so it's still a little uncomfortable for me to straight up just say I believe in all of this stuff. But I'm kind of there now, and I do believe in all of this, and I am, it turns out, a very gifted healer. Like when I go into these ceremonies, I have a lot to bring and a lot to offer to other people. I have my own work to do too. It's important not to get like into the ego of it. I'm not like a perfect person who can, it's actually the fact that I have been through the fire and been through the shit and have experienced it all that I can now.
Anyone that portrays like they have this world figured out,
Yeah.
steer clear of them.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like the same. It's like saying you figured out jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
I now know jiu-jitsu.
But it was, and I didn't even put it together, but I think it was the same deployment I was on in Mosul when Rick was killed, that I also had this night, I call it the night in the house in Mosul, that changed my entire perspective. I don't know if I've ever told you this story. We raided a house, and it was, we were after a bomb maker. And we raided.
This is 06?
This is 06.
Okay.
So we raid this house, and women and kids into the kitchen, the man of the house into the living room, and I'm in the living room with the interpreter as we're starting the questioning. And after like 5-10 minutes, it's pretty obvious, like this guy's just, he's not that. He's not an insurgent. Mm-hmm. He's just a dude with a wife and some kids.
And you guys got bad intel.
Exactly.
Perhaps.
He got swatted.
Yeah, which happens all the fucking time, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm losing interest in what he has to say. I'm like, I'm going to go take a spin through the house and kind of check everything out. And so I walk out into the rest of the house, and we had drawn an infantry platoon, like whatever reserve unit is working in that battle space is who we were using for the raid that night. And so
just like Corps on security.
No, they're in the house.
Okay, they're in the house.
Yep. And so they are, quote unquote, searching it. Really what they're doing is trashing it.
Yeah, because they're 19-year-old privates.
And they're scared.
They're like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
They're doing war, right?
Yeah.
You've got 19-year-old privates, uncaged, doing war, and they are fucking trashing this house. And I'm walking around and I'm looking at some of the furniture, and I know I've been in Iraq a bunch of times now, so I understand the poverty, and I understand that like there's no trees growing. So like an armoire made out of wood, this probably came from like Turkey or somewhere in Europe. You know what I mean? This is like, you don't just go get this. It does this. You can't go to IKEA in fucking Mosul.
You can't make a fucking armoire out of sagebrush.
Yes. So they're trashing like generational wealth. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I walked into the kitchen, and there were, I think it was like 5, 6, 7, like small kids, like toddlers, and maybe like 6, 7 at the oldest, and 2 young women. And they're huddled on the floor, and they're all crying. And the kids are...
Okay, I feel it right now.
Yeah, the kids are crying, and the women, they're scared, but they're also trying to console the children, but they're also terrified. And standing over the top of them, you have terrified 19-year-olds with guns who don't, who are just shouting like, shut up, be still. And I was like, oh no. I saw, that was the moment it broke. And I was like, we are the bad guys here. We are... And it did not occur to me until last weekend that was the exact same deployment. So that was the deployment of everything breaking.
I see.
And that was the deployment that brought me here to this moment in time. And I've known now, it's been a year, and I've been on this path for a while. I know my mission here. Your soul comes to this earth with a mission. And I know it's correct because every time I say the words, my entire body lights up in fucking goosebumps, and my nervous system starts tingling. And it's 4 words: wake up the warriors. And it gives me a zing every time I say it: wake up the warriors. And when I look around at ceremony lately, I see warriors. There was a time when in that space out there, there was a lot of healing going on, but it was in the feminine.
Yes.
And I looked around the other day, and I saw big, strong men figuring their shit out. And I remembered a year ago, I sat at Dawn's table. I sent her a text about this, and I reminded her, and I said, the warriors are going to start showing up, because whatever is shifting, they need to be awake. Why is God waking up his warriors? But it's happening, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And so every time, you don't even have to do much. Just the fact that you are awake to yourself, you begin putting out a signal. Boom, boom, boom. And that goes out into the dimensions. And then somebody's going to listen to this. There is somebody hearing these words right now who's breaking out in goosebumps. And we're talking to you.
Yeah.
And some of you are going to hear this and be like, those guys are nuts. Fucking go smoke your shit, guys. I'm going back to my life. That's fine too.
Yeah, we are kind of nuts, dude. And that's fine, like you said. But dude, the thing is, it's like when you step into this path of pursuing you, not pursuing, like you said, like the program.
Who does my mom want me to be? Who does my dad want me to be? Who does my coach want me to be? Yeah. Who does my boss want me to be? And so you wear these masks.
Society wants us. I mean, the whole educational system is built around creating modern day slavery, right? But this is the thing that I always say about when we're talking about this. You're born into the system. You're raised into the system. You are in the system. So if you're in the system right now, that's not a sad story. Don't feel bad about it. Don't come down on yourself. Don't be like, fuck, I'm stuck forever. Acknowledge that you're in the system. And now how do you get out of it? That's it, bro.
Yeah, but
I can
speak to that. And I think you're becoming aware of it too. To me, the system is learned behaviors. So basically from day one, you're taught what to do. Like there are certain things, oh boy, let me think here for a second. Okay. From day one, you're taught what to, like, think like wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, right? That is a learned behavior. You did not arrive here knowing to do that. In this case, it's a positive, right?
I wash my hands before I go to the bathroom.
Also, probably a learned behavior.
Because I think my dick's not this filthy thing. So why am I like, ew, after I touched it? My dick is a sacred thing.
Yeah.
So how about I wash before I touch it?
I like that. I like that a lot. Hell yeah.
That's the power of creation.
Fucking A. Yes. But like, so learned behaviors. That's what school is. That's what media is they are telling you, they are affecting your behaviors. The matrix is behavioral. It's not computer ones and zeros. It's human beings have an underlying operating system. It's like your morality, right? And then you pile these programmed behaviors on top. And what's so important about, like what Christy and I are doing with this new grounded business and what Dawn does and what Tyler does is that they are getting people to self-witness their own behaviors. And when nobody can change you for you. When you think that all of these spirity woo-woo things are people trying to influence you, they are not. Because the truth of it is that only you can change your behaviors. The purpose of all of this is to get you to self-witness and recognize your behavioral programming. And at that point, you can start to go, that one doesn't work for me. I'm going to delete.
Yeah.
Or this one I like. This one actually, washing my hands after I go to the bathroom has kept me healthy all these years.
I'm going to double down on these ones, and I'm going to cut these ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, and everybody that's ever found any type of benefit through the plant medicine space, those same people will tell you it's not the medicine that helps you come to these conclusions. It's you.
Yes.
The medicine helps yourself find yourself, right?
Yes.
And so for people that are reluctant or think, oh, that's for hippies, like maybe that's true.
Yeah. Well,
but what I'm saying is you can find these same lessons through other avenues.
Yeah. And for me, like heart medicine has been particularly profound because it turns off fear and shame. So as men in particular, our number one fear is being ashamed of ourselves. So we all have things in our past that we're ashamed of. Men do not want to fucking go there. We want to believe that we are virtuous and upstanding members of society. So when you can turn off shame and fear, then you're able to just sort of look at past events, past actions, and evaluate yourself here's the other key, without judging yourself. What does the Bible say? Not to judge, right?
Yeah.
So when you are able to evaluate your past behaviors without judgment, then that's when you can really start to make changes.
You're literally doing an AAR of your life.
Yes. Yes.
And it's fucking hard. Because when you get to those coulda, shoulda, wouldas that have emotions attached to them, now you're trying to navigate through that space. Yes.
And also
with preconceived notions or coulda, shoulda, wouldas, all that stuff.
And we start dropping false identities too. So here's a great exercise people can do at home. Just draw 2 columns, and at the top write I am, and at the top of the other one write I do / I learned. And then think of all the words to describe yourself. I am an electrician. I am a patriot. I am a jiu-jitsu purple belt. I am a dad. How many of those fit into the I am column versus ask yourself, did you learn to be an electrician or do? Yeah. Okay. So that fits in the I learned, I do. Were you born patriotic? Nope. So patriotic fits in the I learned, I do column. Was I born a jiu-jitsu purple belt? Nope. I do, I learned. Dad. Now there's one. That father, that to me fits into the I am.
Yeah.
I am father. I can put that in the I am column. I just listed a few others. I am sovereign, right? My affirmations. That fits in the I am column. People will be amazed to find that most of the words they use to describe themselves
It's learned behaviors.
Uh-huh.
Or learned identities as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's interesting, man. Do you want to play that clip?
Sure. Should we take a break and listen to it, or do you want to
just fucking play
go
it,
full
dude.
send? So
If it's
I clipped it from
Actually,
her full video, and let me give her credit because her name is Dr. Lisa Marie Del Rio, and it's at dr.lisa.marie.del Rio. So let me
clear as mud. People got it.
Right. Here we go.
The shoring up of the common man to stand up against evil and tyrants is a necessary part of protecting freedom and humanity in our world. We need warriors, not a soldier who just follows orders, but a grounded combatant against anything that destroys life. A warrior with fire in his belly, a duty to remain, and a devotion to truth.
Yeah, short and sweet, but fucking hits, dude.
That's just clipped from the video. She gives a longer explanation, but that was the part that landed.
Yeah, dude. And that goes, I mean, bro, that is why this podcast even exists. That's why I have the followers that I have, is because when you stand up against the system and you stand up for what's right instead of standing up for what you're told to do, bro, it resonates with people's fucking hearts.
It does. And I think a lot of people, but myself included, like you go back in time 5 years and it's like, fuck yeah, let's stand up against the system. And it's like, wait a minute, how do we do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sounds selfish, but I keep telling people when I talk to people after ceremony and I'm kind of explaining this whole process, I'm like, it feels selfish at first. But the way to improve your children's lives, the way to improve your spouse's life, the way to improve your community's life is to focus on yourself.
Yes.
Because if I don't show up as 100% Toby, I'm showing up. I used to show up as 40% Toby.
Well, bro,
and that was a disservice to everybody around me because everybody else had to pick up the fucking slack. Now I show up as 100% of myself.
A lot of men carry pride, and it's misplaced pride. It's actually shame that's being the guise of pride. They take pride in saying, mask. I put my family first. Stephen Hand talked about it. He's like, dude, I put my sailors ahead of myself. I prioritize other people over me. I put the mission before myself. I put my children before myself. Then you look in the mirror, you're 40 pounds overweight. You haven't taken care of yourself emotionally, physically, with your diet, with your routine, with your sleep.
Think about our platoon sergeant who is a fucking disaster.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Imagine if he had been 100% of him.
Yes. And so it's like, oh, the opposite is true. If you prioritize your own needs, your own desires, your own wants, your own passions,
you show up as a fucking force.
Then people feel that energy and you actually have more influence and more knowledge and more wisdom to share.
You have more to give.
Bro, and it's if the truth be
you
told,
have all of yourself to give.
There's a portion of me that's doing this row because, dude, I'm still pulled back and forth where it's like, I talked about this last week. Okay, we see that there's evil and there's corruption and there's these people that are trying to do all these negative things. We have to combat that. So do we combat that with physical combat? There may be a time for that. I'm not saying that that's not on the horizon or that's not an option that's on the table.
Every man must have that as an option.
That's just a reality of this physical plane that we're currently occupying. But equally as powerful is showing how sovereign you can be.
Yes.
I do what I want.
And
It goes
how
back
still.
to I do what I want.
Yes.
And bro, this row is part of showing people do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
Because if you do whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
you will inevitably start walking with the most powerful version of yourself. That's truth.
And it does, here's the other thing. It doesn't even matter if you guys don't make it. Like maybe you do have to get pulled out. But the reality, like, have you ever read The Man in the Arena by Teddy Roosevelt?
No, but I understand the concept.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay. The credit, the credit goes not with the critic. The credit is the doer of great deeds. The man who is willing to dare great deeds and fail miserably.
Yes. Okay, I have read that
credit.
quote. Is that simply what it is?
The heart to get in the boat and say to yourself, I'm rowing across this fucking ocean.
Yes, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you get pulled out, you still had the courage to climb in that fucking boat. How many people are willing to climb in that boat?
Well, as of right now, I think there's 600 people that have crossed open water oceans in a rowboat.
That was
You know, with no sails, no power. It's just you and some people going this way.
Yeah. And there'll be people who will take glee if you guys don't make it. They'll be like, yeah, you were never going to make it. Those same faggots won't get in that boat. Those people will never leave their couch.
Bro, I got to read this to you just because this is, I was texting with Andy Stump last night and he posted a picture of him and his wife, Leia, who's a really cool person, man.
Okay.
Cool to hang out with, down to earth, jiu-jitsu black belt, fun to train with. He just posted a picture of him and his wife. And I screenshotted it and I sent it to Andy. That's why we started talking. And this comment says, "Sorry, I'm not impressed. You tell the same lame 10 stories on your podcast every week. You talk about how you lost your trident.
How do you know if you're not listening?
You talk about how you got shot, how you got your commission, etc. We want to hear about your guests, not the watered down version of you." And it's just like, oh fuck, man. No matter what you do, no matter how much good you try and put out, no matter how much you try and follow your own heart, your own passion, because think whatever you want about Andy. I don't give a fuck what your opinion of Andy is, but Andy's a guy that built his own business. He now trains jiu-jitsu, flies around in his helicopter with his wife, and is enjoying this phase of his life. And people hate it, dude. Yeah. Because it's exactly what you said. When you're stuck in the matrix, you're miserable. This is what people don't realize. That guy that's looking at Andy with his fucking awesome wife touring Montana in their helicopter, he's looking at them
wishing
through, like figuratively looking through prison cells.
Will you read that comment again?
The bars.
Yes.
You know? And it's like, oh, because you're in prison and Andy's figuring out a way to be himself. It says, "Sorry, bud, I'm not impressed." You're not impressed of him hanging out with his wife? Like, who would say that about? Sorry, bud, not impressed. And while I'm here, stop telling the same 10 stories every week on your podcast about how you lost your trident, how you got shot, how you got your commission, etc. We're here to hear about your guests.
So right there, that guy just told all of his misery.
Yes, dude.
That's not him. Yes, he's attacking Andy Stumpf, but what he's really doing is he is broadcasting his misery at having never gone to buds, at having never gone to war, at having never gone and had adventure.
Yes, dude.
He's sat in his safe bubble of safety. And he is fucking miserable for it.
And he's clinging to those fucking bars in his prison cell, and he's trying to.
Why aren't you in here with me?
He's screaming at the prison.
Come in here with me.
And dude, that's
But
like.
that's I had to like do some serious self-reflection because I felt so bad when I realized I've done that too. We've all done it.
100%.
When we are in misery, we want other people to come inside that cage with us. Like, hey, this is what it's all about, right, guys? Like, let's all come in here. And you see people who are breaking free and you kind of don't like it.
No.
And it rubs you the wrong way. And you're like, what the fuck? But it wasn't like I had to like kind of forgive myself for that.
Well, bro, I remember, and I don't know if this is where you...
I had to forgive myself for that.
I don't know if this is where you had the epiphany or if this is just where you shared it with me. But we were sitting in the sauna month 2, 3, 4 ago. Time just fucking blends all together now.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm quitting, dude. I'm done with this shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm no longer going to be an electrician. I'm quitting. And then you went it was like the next day or two and you're like, you text me like, all right, I quit, dude. And it's like, but here's another aspect of being willing to step into that unknown, right? Here's another important part. is that you have to be, you have to know and trust yourself. Hey, dude, if the whole world fucking falls apart and you starve to death in the woods,
I won't.
I'm okay with that because
won't.
I know I won't.
I won't. Not only will I not, but I would sit at my desk at work and dream of being in deer camp.
Yeah.
And then at some point it hit me that it was like, well, there is no guarantee for I may lose all my shit. Like Christy and I just bought this amazing house. It may not be ours for very long. I don't know. It's not actually ours anyway. We're just occupying it for hopefully until we die. But there's, like,
yeah, it's just wood and rocks.
We are the caretakers of that 5 acres for as long as possible. But what I realized is that if I get down to like my last little bit of money, and I'll just go buy a canvas tent and I'll put it up out at our Range River property.
And just live in a yurt.
Yeah. And when I wake up in the morning, I'll have a campfire and I'll be in the woods. And guess what? It's exactly where the fuck I wanted to be every single moment that I was stuck at work. So being broke will be the thing that puts me exactly where the fuck I want to be.
Well, dude, and that's, I'm trying to pull the memory from my brain somewhere, but I saw a meme once and it's like, people now will work 9 to 5 in an office.
Yeah.
The whole
dreaming
year
of that 2 weeks vacation.
just to take 2 weeks to go out in the woods and do the things.
Do human shit.
Hunting, fishing, building a log cabin.
One of my best friends at work used to say, it costs a bird nothing to be a bird. And it just does. And they do bird things all day.
Yeah.
It costs a squirrel nothing to be a squirrel. And it does squirrel things all day.
Now
why is it so expensive to be a fucking human?
Put that squirrel behind a fucking screen and say, you're going to work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. Yeah. And then for 2 weeks, you go out in the woods and you can fucking chew on nuts and dig a fucking den and do squirrel shit.
Yeah.
That's what we've done to ourselves. Mm-hmm. And now we wonder why everything's fucking out of alignment, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
People are sacrificing the now for this idea of security in the future that never. And by the time, like, here's the other thing: touch your money. Touch it. Everybody out there, touch your money. You can't because it's a fucking picture on your phone screen. And you sacrifice the now so that on Friday you'll have a new number picture. And then by the time next Wednesday arrives, that number picture, they run that down, they deplete it so that you're back in fear of like, fuck, I'm not going to have enough. Got more, like, so I got to keep sacrificing the now so that they'll put a new picture on my screen next Friday.
Well, bro, here's the thing though, is that picture that is arriving on your screen has nothing to do with you being an electrician or me being a police officer. It's a game that they've created.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons I left my job is I started to realize I used to think of myself as I was like, oh, thank God I have this electrician's license. This is how I earn my living, right? Mm-hmm. And my value was tied to that. And I would be like, well, okay, if I want to make more than this is what electricians make. So I'm going to have to do something different.
100%, bro.
But then I realized, again, through self-reflection, ceremony, all this stuff like awakening, my value is mine. It is not tied to jack and shit. It's me.
And you know what else? You know what else your value is? It's infinite.
Yes.
An electrician is $173,000 a year or whatever it is, right? We attach these things we attach these monetary numbers to what society has decided. Hey, you drive around in this car with lights on it and you go after people that are breaking into other people's cars that don't have lights on them. We pay you $96,000 a year. Yeah. And now that's the value you prescribe yourself. And bro, again, like,
I cap yourself.
I think it's important.
It's a cage. You put yourself in that cage and then you sit there and you get miserable and you're like, why is somebody outside the cage? We're back to like, hey, there's somebody broke out of the cage. I'm kind of angry at them, but a little bit. It's no.
Bro, I remember I was on a ski lift with Brian Shealy and Tony Carberry a couple years back when I was making police officer poverty wages. And they're making $1 million a year doing what they're doing, whatever it is.
Yes.
And Tony's like a tech guy, and Shealy is a physician. And I was sitting on the chairlift. I think we were on Hogsback. I don't think it's called Hogsback anymore.
I think it is. Stevens Pass.
Stevens Pass.
I don't know. You have to make reservations to go up there now. It's fucking bullshit.
And I said, man, you guys have figured out a way to generate so much fucking money. And you're not, and I'm not saying this to like diminish them. I'm like, you're not more capable. You're not smarter. You're not, we're all equals. We've been best friends since we were 10 years old, and we've all considered ourselves equals. There's no pecking order. You guys have figured out this game of wealth, and I haven't, and it bothers me.
Yeah.
And Sheely referenced that conversation very often because he's like, look at you now, bro.
Yeah.
Look at you now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, Jenny has $190K in her trading account now.
Yeah.
Like, and Jeremy told me this. He goes, bro, the rear naked choke is fully locked in. You got 2 hooks in, and you just need the final squeeze, and that's going to set you guys free.
Fucking A.
And he's like, some people are still 20 miles from the gym. Their car's broken down, and they're under the hood saying, how do I get there?
Yes.
And he goes, that's how close it is to all finally coming together for you. And this is the important thing. And this is why I kind of steered the conversation to the game of wealth, because I want to reiterate, and Jeremy is walking proof of this. He goes, there's enough for everybody. Mm-hmm. Every single person.
It's a picture on your fucking screen. You're not taking it away from anybody. It's all fake.
He goes, we could talk about
it's a game.
We could talk about the amount of money that gets transferred daily with fucking Tesla shares. 80 billion with a B gets bought and sold. And if you can capitalize on just the crumbs that are falling off of the bottom of that, you are financially free. Now go live your life how you want to.
Yes.
And it's like, dude,
And here's the other thing. It's like figuring out the alignment of your life. Like now I know the alignment of my life. And so as I started to come into alignment with myself, it's one of the reasons I had to leave construction. It was that timeline jump. Mm-hmm. There was a point when I was in my office, and I realized I was not capable of doing my job. Like it was almost like a panic. I was like, oh fuck, I am not good at this. A switch flipped. I'm no longer good at this job. And out of responsibility to my friends and coworkers, I kind of have to leave because I'm going to run this shit into the dirt.
Yeah, I no longer carry passion.
This new set of train tracks, electrician is not part of it.
Yeah.
It was part of the old life.
And dude, let me say this too, because it's not like you were just like, you know what? Fuck it, and walked out.
It was a long decision.
You were smart about it. Yep. You put money aside. You planned. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, we just talked about how you told me in the sauna you're going to quit, and then you did. But preceding that, you were disciplined. You were intelligent. And so we're not saying like if you're a police officer and you're in patrol right now, pull your car over and throw your badge on the ground and fucking call an Uber and go home, right?
No, like, cops should do that.
whatever it is that you're currently doing. And I always say this caveat too. If you like what you're currently doing, continue to currently do that.
Yes.
If you like being a police officer.
If you feel fulfilled.
Yes.
And you feel happy in your heart, then by all means, drive on.
And bro, there's a lot of people that are carpenters, that are...
And there was a time when being an Army Ranger was fulfilling and exactly what we wanted.
And there was a time when being an electrician was fulfilling for you.
Yeah,
because I remember that.
Right.
You were proud that you...
I built a good, solid career.
You had you had a big crew. You were doing big projects.
Yes.
You were building hospitals.
Yep.
And it's like, well, we need hospitals.
Yeah.
And we need them to have electricity in them. And you were like being selected for foreman of these big jobs.
Yeah, like $100 million projects.
And it was giving you fulfillment. So when we talk about this, I'm not saying, oh, being a cop is this or being an electrician is this. I'm saying when you feel that it is no longer...
When you people know.
Yeah.
When it is no longer serving you.
When
it
you
is no
show
longer
up to
in alignment.
work and the feeling isn't, fuck yeah, I get to do 12 hours of patrol. It's, oh, fuck again. Mm-hmm. That, oh, fuck again is the universe saying you are now falling out of alignment with yourself. Mm-hmm. So what's next?
I will say this though, even when I was fulfilled by the job, I still hated getting out of bed every morning. And I still lived with that anxiety of tomorrow. And I think what it was back then is I was just full send in the matrix. Like I believed this is it. You live, you raise your children, you die.
Yeah.
That's
so it's just like show up, put in work, and make it all happen. Yep. And bro, I mean, me saying that, I'm not saying it's going to be this or that. I don't care. I don't care how good your relationship is with your woman. There's times when you wish she wasn't your woman. Like, God, dude, fuck, really? Like
we haven't got there yet.
This again, like, no, and
I don't know that we will. I feel also like because I am now living in alignment with myself. This is another big change is that Christy supports me doing me.
Yes.
Where in previous relationships, they supported me supporting them.
Yes.
Right? Like go to work.
Bro, 100%.
Right?
And not just monetarily, but it's like emotionally as well.
Mm-hmm. Emotionally, Christy wants me to be me, and she doesn't care what the repercussions of that are.
Bro, and I found that in Jenny too.
Yeah.
And to say otherwise is being disingenuous.
Yeah.
Because that fucking woman has supported me being me really since day one, dude.
Yeah.
And you want to know what's interesting? I don't know how much I should say on the podcast. I'll give the watered down version because I don't ever want to put people's personal business out there. I'll just say this. In regards to the row, there are some partners that are a little concerned about it. The women back home.
Yeah.
It's concerning, right?
It's dangerous.
Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like this is, and that was expressed to Jenny. And one thing that she replied with, she said, "Hey, you got to remember when you choose a warrior and you choose a man that is a powerful man, he is influential, he is a protector, he is a fighter. When you choose a man like that to be your man, that same type of man needs adventure." And we can never try and tame them because as soon as we tame them,
Yes.
they lose what we were initially attracted to.
And that's what.
And I was like, Jenny, you're a fucking black belt world champion of being able to
being
help
married.
the
Of being
wives
married.
through
Yes.
this. Because Jenny's been with me on a lot.
I was just going to say, she's the only of the 4 significant others who's ever sent a man off to war.
That's what I'm saying. And now she has that experience to fall back on and says, hey, and it's cool seeing her stepping into like the feminine leadership role, helping the other wives and girlfriends be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Because bro, you can castrate your man and say, hey, I chose you for all these reasons, but now you're mine and now you're going to stay home and now
Get
you're
a
gonna
steady job.
Get a
I
steady
need you
job,
home.
raise
Yeah.
the kids. And I'm not saying that she's saying that, but here's the little trick is that on the surface, staying home, getting a steady job feels comfortable and safe. So people are drawn to that.
Yes.
Stay home, get a steady job. Don't go out on the Pacific Ocean with Greg. You might die out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also might die on I-5 on your way to work tomorrow. So now that the fear of death is taken off the table.
Or you will slowly give yourself a dis-ease because you are living out of alignment with what your heart wants.
Yes, dude. And now it's like, now that we got fear of death off the table, what is it that I don't like about my man being gone for a prolonged period of time? Well, most of it's shit you got to go look in the mirror to discuss.
Yep.
You know? And I think it's going to be a powerful journey for the wives as well, because they're now going to have to shift not just their routines, but their energetic, like their emotions and their energy to hold the home front down while the men are away. And women have been doing that since the beginning of time. And I think it's going to I think with the right community and the right support, I think the women are going to go through a season of growth as well.
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to, bro. And I told Jenny, I said, and then when we get to Hawaii, the wives get on the boat and you bitches row it back.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen. No. The boat will be getting put on a barge and it'll be coming back. It's a season for everybody to kind of step into something new, something different than any of them have experienced before.
Yeah.
And why not, bro?
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And if the boat fucking gets gobbled up by a fucking hurricane,
well, that was your destiny.
Welcome to being a human being. That's what I say. So how many other souls has the ocean gobbled up since the beginning of time? And don't get me wrong, I'm not even putting that out to the universe as something that I want to happen or something that I hope. Like none of that shit. I want to get to Maui and I want to have a big old fucking luau with the Dukes. Yeah. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
But the lessons that are going to be derived from this journey require you to put the fear aside and step into the unknown. Mm-hmm. And that fear, however minuscule it is, a lot of times people let that fear be the overarching theme.
That puts into focus all the people who send negative energy. and what they don't understand it.
Yes.
But what it is they're afraid to step into their fear.
Well, and I'll tell
you guys are stepping into your fear and challenging the ocean.
Yes. And I can tell you,
most people are afraid to step into their fear.
Based on the messages that I've got on Instagram, because I mean, bro, Instagram's kind of weird, but it's kind of a temperature dial of society, right? I can tell you, I've only received one message that said, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You got babies. What the fuck are you doing? Only one.
Only one.
Actually, two. The other one was Rita Anderson, my mother.
But okay, so that's her mother's fear,
Yes,
right?
of course.
So, and then that other guy, he's telling you his fear.
He's telling me my fear. Everybody else, bro, you want to know what I've got a lot of? Hey, can you put me on a list as an alternate?
Oh, shit.
A
Yeah.
lot. And some guys have even said like, hey, bro, this is me. I was in the Marine Corps from this to this. I'm doing this now.
You should just create a group email list. Be like, hey, all of you guys have asked to be on the boat. Go get another boat.
And come with us.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna fucking put that out today.
Hell yeah.
Bro, come with us. I'm not averse to a fleet
A fleet.
of
Fucking
going
A.
across the Pacific.
That would be badass.
Now I'll say this, I ain't stopping for you.
Nope.
You get tired, you get cold, or if I get tired and cold, you keep going.
Keep going.
Right? This isn't fucking we're all gonna tether to each other but the adventure's there for everybody.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Like, bro, I've been hemming and hawing over how we're going to create the funds, different sponsorships. I'm in negotiation with a couple different potential big sponsors. This is officially what we did as of yesterday. Bro, I took out a fucking HELOC and bought the boat with it.
What's a HELOC?
It's a home equity line of credit.
Oh, shit.
Because that house over there that's 200 feet away from us,
Yeah.
I only
Paid
owe
for.
$115,000 on it.
Okay.
And the property's worth almost $800,000.
Yeah.
So we proposed that to the bank, and bro, they cut the check like yesterday.
Oh, because
I had never
they
seen.
want you in debt.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
they don't want you in equity. They want you in debt.
So this is what we did. We took out $200,000 cash. We put $100,000 into Jenny's trading account.
Yeah. Yeah.
So put her.
Hell
it
yeah.
put her from 90 to 190,
Nice.
and then boom, boat's paid for.
Fucking A.
And guess what? My mortgage went up by $1,100 a month or whatever the case may be. Whatever, dude.
Yep.
You know? And that's another thing. Like, dude, the game of and I'm still a white belt.
My mom said that when she turned the hazelnut business from a mom and pop business into a 7-figure business, the trick she learned was doing it on debt. She said she looked around and saw that everybody else was getting big by using credit, and that you have to use the system is built on enslaving you with credit.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
If you want to grow in the system, you have to use the system the way it's designed.
If you can use credit to pursue your fucking dreams, then go do that.
Yes.
Now you got to be smart about it. Like, and bro, I'm doing a lot of things. Like, we want to make a documentary about it. I'm going to do podcasts from the ocean. Like, we outfitted the boat with Starlink for that very reason. Like, I want to help I want this mission to help drive, obviously I want it to drive sales for my book. I want it to drive sales for my merchandise. Like, all that is part of this game we're all playing, right? But
Will the book be out when you guys
the
start
book
rolling?
gets released like a couple months before it.
Oh, perfect.
And bro, that's why Courage Through Adversity is not what you did yesterday. It's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's going to be good timing. It's like, hey, I put this message out there and now I'm on my next journey, just like the rest of us. And that's where I think that this mission, and don't get me wrong, like, do I want book sales and do I want merch sales to generate money for me? Yes. But the reason that they're going to generate money is because it's a value exchange. People are empowered through watching other men chase their dreams, talk about their dreams like we're doing right now. And that becomes the first stepping stone for them to start to pursue their own dreams. And it's like, it's this natural timeline of life.
You might think that rowing a boat is not like your penultimate dream for life, but it might be the cat. Like, if you're someone who's out there, like, yeah, I want to be one of these alternates, find a boat, find fucking crewmates, because taking that risk, getting over that hump, that might just be like, you have to learn how to do these. Like, you're a white belt.
Yeah.
And so before you can be good at it, you got to be new. So take a step. take some steps and do something outside your comfort zone, get accustomed to fear. Like that's what the Ranger Regiment taught us, was to just do things you're afraid of. It was scary to fast rope out of a helicopter. It was scary to jump out of a plane, but eventually you get used to doing things that you're afraid of, and you have the adventure to share.
Were you a rope master? Probably. I think no, you weren't.
Maybe.
A lot of E5s were. So what a rope master is you're the guy.
Yeah, we probably were.
That drops the rope.
You pull the cord.
You pull a cord, and then you hang out of the helicopter, and you watch the two chem lights.
Yes. Yeah, you're looking for horizontal chem
When
lights.
they're stacked, you don't send the stick down. When they go horizontal, and here's the thing, you send the stick down by sending yourself first. Right?
Yeah.
So you better make sure that the rope is where it needs to be. And it's like, I remember when you would, and bro, we're a similar size, like over 6 feet tall, like 190-pound Rangers. Reaching for that rope.
Oh, it's a leap of faith.
Bro, it's like
there's no it's just far enough out there.
It's just far enough where it's like I'm going out the back of a 47. It's pitch black outside. The ground is 50 feet below. And the rope is 4 to 6 inches outside of your reach.
There's a moment where your center of gravity is no longer in the helicopter.
Yes, it's off the ramp.
And you've got an inch to go to the rope, and now you're just leaning out into space and trusting your hand to grab the rope.
And bro, I think about that shit. I'm like, dude, what about the Rangers that are 5'5"?
Casey Castro.
They must be jumping on that thing like a fucking flying squirrel or something.
Right. You're right, dude.
But bro, everything we did.
Yeah.
Everything we did was that. Like, dude, I think about, like, obviously jumping out of the back of helicopters in the dark of night where it's like, if you fuck up, you're dead. Mm-hmm. Jumping out of fucking the mass tax.
Yeah.
200 Rangers jumping out of the back of a C5 all at once, dude. Yep. And it's pitch black out and you're landing on tarmac.
Yeah.
Like, what? What are we talking about? But you know what's equally as crazy to think about? It's like, hey, we're going to go to South Rainier and we're just going to patrol through the woods all night.
Yeah, 8 days.
For 8 days. And it's like all night, every night, you're under nods. And you're trying to follow the fucking person in front of you, or once we were team leaders, we're following our compass, you know, or almost the entire time I was Bravo team leader. So we had Jesse Hash out front with his compass. Yeah. And it's like, dude, what a weird reality that it's like you're building this resiliency. And that's exactly why I brought it up, because you said like being a Ranger was just trying to extinguish fear. And bro, I got to a point where I no longer felt that I had the emotion of fear, right? And let me tell you this. At the time, I was prideful of that. I'm not scared of IEDs. I'm not scared of fucking bombs going off. I remember me and Genghis, who's a dev group guy, a mortar went off right next to us and a piece of shrapnel stuck in his boot. And he goes, "Oh, that's the kind of day it looks like we're gonna have, huh?" We started laughing, and it's like it's like Sam Elliott in some fucking Western movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't bothered by no fucking mortars,
right? But was that ego covering fear to keep functioning?
This is what I think it was, because several years later, I was on a deployment to Baghdad, and I didn't get attacked at all on this entire deployment, and me and Double A got mortared one day. And it landed right outside of our hooch. It shattered the windows of the room we were in.
Okay.
That lets you know how close it was, right? And we both fell to the ground and we're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And we laughed. We're like, oh, we're pussies now. Because me and him did all
we just had a human reaction.
Yeah. And then it took me years to be like, oh, you mean your nervous system was trying to repair itself?
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah,
like,
your body tried to save itself, so you're a coward. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
It's like, dude, no. Fear is something that we need to understand is an emotion. It's an emotional response. And if you're in control of it, that's where you're winning. The lack of fear is not something to boast about. If you hold no fear and no self-preservation, because I've been there in Ramadi, like there wasn't fear. There wasn't much self-preservation either. And it's like, okay, cool. If you can operate like that when you need to, maybe there's a time and place for it. But I'm here to tell you, you don't want to carry that just disregard for everything. Like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
That doesn't serve you either in the real world. And it's like, come home. And again, if you have to be that person, for a period of time. I think maybe certain environments kind of demand that from you. But there's nothing cowardly about feeling fear. Feel it, experience it, and maybe you have to go face it. Maybe it's going to be uncomfortable.
You're going to have to be friends with it, or it will keep fucking you.
Yeah. And bro, that's part of this. If I'm being completely honest, I'm excited to go do this. There's a part of me that's like, fuck, I wish it was May right now.
Oh yeah.
But that's because I feel like I've developed this relationship with fear and the unknown where I can be at peace with it. Because dude, I'm not delusional. I know going out there is going to be, it's going to be what it's going to be whatever Mother Nature decides it's going to be. Little old me has no say in how this journey goes, other than what? And me and Tyler were talking about this last night. The only other than what is me knowing in my heart that I've put in the work to be the best version of myself.
Yeah. Yep.
You put in the work to show up to be the best version of yourself. Now the chips are going to fall where they may, but I can hold my head high. But if you cut corners and you slack and you're not training and you're not fucking doing the things you need to do to be that best version of yourself come May 15th or whatever day we leave, as soon as you leave the harbor, you're going to know, fuck, dude. And if you know, if you know you cut corners, what you're doing is you're bringing a negative energy to the journey.
Yeah, you're right. The journey really has already begun.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I was talking to Jenny about it. When I was fucking stoned looking out into the fucking rainstorm that was fucking engulfing the forest behind our house, I said, this made me realize something. Like when we were just when we were in Fort Lewis and we're doing those 8-day patrols in monsoons and we're running to range 7 every single day and we're doing buddy drags of Fernandez. Remember? Fernandez, you're a casualty.
Yeah,
Why is Fernandez always the one that dies? Because he weighs 270 pounds. Right? Yeah. We're doing all those things so when we deployed to war, we can know in our hearts we did what we could do to prepare.
Yeah.
And maybe 22-year-old Ranger brain didn't connect those dots, but I think it's just an energy.
I think I always felt very safe when we were in 275 in combat zones because I felt like I was surrounded by people who wanted to be there, who had you're exactly what you described.
Bro,
although
put in the
I couldn't
fucking
articulate
work.
it.
Yeah.
I was around people who I knew because we had put in the work together.
Yep.
I knew everybody there. Contracting's a little different. You don't really know what they say, I'm a SEAL, I'm a Marine. You're like, okay, I hope there's a level of respect and
yeah, but you didn't put that work in with them.
But I don't know. Were you a shitbag on your team or were you a standout, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have that same level of comfort that I did in the Ranger platoon.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever, again, I think that energy is something that we felt, we experienced, we understood. But I don't know if I've ever been able to kind of detach and articulate that. And it's like, dude, we put in all of this fucking effort up front to make sure when we deployed, we were the guys that we needed to be. And the truth is our chain of command is the one that put us through that training and made sure that we showed up who we're supposed to be. But then when you show up, you can kind of just... all right, let's do it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's mission time.
And bro, how fun was the Barry Cout deployment?
Yeah.
When you look back on Barry Cout, what's the energy that you hold for that deployment?
I think at the time I didn't appreciate it for what it was because we were just young and we were like, this is bullshit. We're stuck out at this outpost in the mountains and whatnot, which
we want to be killing people.
Fast forward to now, I would be wishing I had a sniper rifle, some sort of high-powered rifle of some sort, and I'd be in my fucking zone. That's where I want it. That was like a deer hunting trip.
Yeah, bro. No, I look at it. I look at all my deployments like this. Ramadi showed me what it's like to be in a hornet's nest of people that want to kill each other. And when you're 24 years old, you think that's the shit.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And it's like, I lived, I won, you lost, I won. And it's like, and again, there's a lot of growth and development that came from Ramadi. I'm not downplaying that. But Barry Cout, bro, that's where we learned so much about good.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Bro, that deployment was the people of Afghanistan showing us, hey, we love you guys for who you are.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here. And culturally and energetically, bro, now that in my mid-40s, I look back on my military career and all the 14 different deployments, that deployment is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, think about that too. We were in a valley that was untouched by time. That nothing has changed. Like the Toyota Hilux has been the only technological like addition to that valley in the last fucking how many thousand years?
Yeah.
Aside from that, they are living largely the way they did 2,000 years ago.
And bro, here's the crazy thing. Like the village elders, remember the village, like the fucking guys that were 70 years old. Remember them telling us stories?
They just looked at us.
But they were telling us stories about killing Russians.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And like Russians parachuted into our valleys and not one Russian left our valley with its life. And it's like, dude, that's gangster.
Yeah.
But then the younger generation, there was younger people out there that had never even seen an aircraft.
Yeah.
And I remember when we flew in on our 47s one day.
Oh, yeah.
Half the village I was looking out the fucking little like bubble fish glass window.
Yeah.
And half the people were running in terror, and the other half were looking up. And
imagine if a flying saucer hovered outside the gym right now.
No, and I remember
if you've never seen any of that.
Our interpreter said that to us. They're like, there were people here that didn't know that there was such thing as helicopters. And a 47 filled with us just lands in your soccer field. It wasn't soccer. It was
just some poppy field, I think.
No. But what was the?
We drove in.
I always confuse it with bukkake. Which is like a girl with an upside down
Are you
head.
talking about that goat game?
Bushkashki or some shit.
Yeah.
Remember they were playing that one time?
Yes.
And they were carrying a dead goat around on horseback. And it's like, again, 1,000-year-old traditions that are like, it's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
But all those people were cool to us.
They have their age unknown culture of hospitality, where when you are in their like, because we entered without hostility, then they treated us with hospitality.
And Pai Dean used to invite us over for dinners and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, which if you think about that, he probably cooked in one day, like his kids had probably never seen that much food in one room at one time.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Like feeding a fucking squad of Rangers. You know what's interesting? I've never thought about that. Like in a culture of poverty, to feed 10.
Hang on. Poverty by our standards.
Yeah, maybe they're living in fucking abundance, dude. Cooking their bread on
living
their
in
own.
the valley that their people has
cooking
lived
their
in
bread
for
on their
fucking
own shit. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, they will literally dry their own feces and use it as a fuel source to run the stove in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And by kitchen, I mean the corner of their mud hut.
Yeah. But if that's all you know and your tummy is always full.
Yeah, bro, they might be, because as I'm sitting here, I'm wondering, was that a struggle for them to feed us, or was it a gift for them to feed us? Or maybe it was both.
It'd be fascinating to go back there.
Bro, I want to go back there, but it's just, I've always said
it's not in the cards right now.
If Afghanistan were to ever become a stable place, because it was, guys, Americans used to go backpacking in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Oh,
before the Russian war.
Before that, it was supposed, like Iran too. Iran was very progressive in the 70s before we fucked it up. Congratulations. It was the American CIA meddling in other people's affairs that turned Iran from a progressive sort of up and coming nation into a religious extremist.
Well,
what it is now.
I've talked about it on the podcast before. The name of the airline is escaping me, but I told you about the Iranian. Did we talk about that yet? The commercial airline. All right, I'm gonna pull it up right now so I don't fuck this up. Okay. But flight shot down. Iranian Air Flight 655. You guys want to go down a rabbit hole? I've talked about it on the podcast before, but you guys want to go down on a rabbit hole. Bro, why didn't we know about this as young Rangers? So Iranian Air Flight 655 was an international scheduled passenger flight from Tehran to Dubai. And it was shot down by a surface-to-air missile on the 3rd of July, 1988, from the USS Vincennes, however you say that,
Okay.
a naval warship,
Yeah.
right? We shot down a civilian airliner.
Yeah.
And there was something like, I mean, I think I'll just continue reading this. Let's see. 274 passengers were killed. No, 290.
Yeah.
And 100%. Okay, so 274 passengers, 16 crew, 100% fatality rate. All 290 people on board perished. And it's something like it. You remember when we used to get on those Royal Jordanian flights?
Yes.
Half of them are children every time.
Yes.
So it was the same with that.
Yeah.
The percentage that were children,
Yeah. It's a civilian airliner.
civilian airliner, bro. And do you know what our fucking president said? We don't issue apologies to Iran.
Holy fuck.
And the commander of that boat that green lighted that airstrike,
Probably promoted and awarded.
yeah, zero discipline.
No shit.
And they said,
Dude, we're back to my
but
night
check
in
this
Mosul.
out. Check this out. They said, "Oh, we thought that airline was headed towards our warship." And then when they reviewed the because bro, it doesn't matter what you think it is. The flight pattern is being tracked
Yeah.
by fucking all the fucking radars and the towers and the different planes, and said, no, that plane didn't deviate one
scheduled
half of a
flight path.
degree from its flight path when you guys shot it down. So now that that's off the table,
What's
you know,
left?
you know who was really bothered by that? Osama bin Laden.
Oh.
Osama bin Laden then said, and go look this up. This isn't
Actually, you know what? I know why this is familiar. I just read Jack Carr's Targeted Beirut book. This is mentioned in there. Yeah.
Osama bin Laden said, if their warships are going to come into our fucking ports and our seas and shoot down our fucking children, I'm going to fucking take out one of their warships.
Yes.
And that was the motivation behind the
Cole.
USS Cole bombing.
No shit.
And then Osama bin Laden became this,
Demon.
This
the
fucking-
figurehead for evil.
and I was like, oh, you mean he did what I would do?
Yes.
If my fucking kids got killed
That's what I'm saying.
fucking flying out of
If you
SeaTac,
come into my house and put my women and children in the kitchen and point guns at them, I'm going to fucking come kill all of your people.
All of you,
All
dude.
of you.
All of them.
I will erase your bloodline.
and it's like, my entire youth was spent looking for Osama bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't we have known? Don't you think it would make sense for the Rangers that are in the mountains hunting this guy
What is his motivations?
to know what his
But we were
motivation?
lied about.
We were fucking lied to, man, and that doesn't sit well with me.
No.
Like, dude, he vowed to fucking attack an oppressor that fucking came to his lands and killed babies.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds kind of like a folklore hero to me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do we hate
One
this
man's
guy?
insurgent is
And,
another
and
man's
what did
freedom
they
fighter.
always fucking tell us? It's because they hate freedom.
They hate our lifestyle. They hate our way of life.
They hate freedom. Oh, maybe.
Have you
they-
ever met a person who hates freedom?
Or have you ever met a person that just inherently hates
Someone else?
how other
Yeah.
people are living in the other hemisphere?
And I don't even fucking think about Iran.
No.
I don't think about Saudi Arabia.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
But a 22-year-old brain, we're just like,
Okay.
yeah, they hate freedom. Let's go kill them. They hate freedom.
Because we were soldiers and soldiers follow orders.
we hate freedom, so let's go kill them.
And we were so that and
Bro,
that's
Joe Rogan
that's-
always
that-
says-
that is the matrix. That is
Joe Rogan always
behavioral
says
programming.
like he talks about how the brain isn't fully developed until you're 25, right? You hear, I've heard his guests speak on that, and it's like, that's why all soldiers are 17
Yes.
to 24.
Right.
Because, dude, as soon as you take a step back and say, okay, let me just
40-year-olds don't follow orders. Very
No,
well.
bro, not at all.
No.
And
And
it's
I
like,
actually, to go another, like, I always did wonder, like, I really liked my time in the battalion. Why did I get out? And it at the end of the day, it was because some of the orders, like, don't put on your jacket. Why not?
I'm cold.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a hillside in Yakima doing jack and shit, and I'm cold.
Why do you have a fucking Snooki on?
Yeah, exactly.
And bro, and here's the thing, true.
That's the microcosm.
But let me paint that picture a little more before you go on, because not only were we said, "Folk, what the fuck are you wearing a fleece jacket for?" Platoon Sergeant so and so was legitimately upset about it.
Yes,
like you triggered some type of emotional, and you know what it probably is. When I came up through the ranks, I just did what I was told. And you're bucking the system. And it's like, dude, I'm not bucking anything. I'm just cold. And if well, here's the thing. You start to move and you overheat. Guess what? You're going to be a heat casualty. Yeah, I understand all that. I'm 22 years old now.
Hasn't happened yet.
If I start to get hot, I'll take my coat off. Yeah. Just like when I climbed Mount Rainier.
Or I'll sweat for an hour. We could do that too.
Yeah.
So,
all right, go ahead.
Microcosm for, I think the reason you and I left the Army is because we were at the end of the day, we're warriors. We have a warrior spirit, and we knew to follow our heart. And we were done with other men telling us what to do. We were done following orders.
And I've said this.
And it took me another 20 years to get to, I'm fucking sovereign.
Yeah. But that was step one.
Yes.
Because if you didn't take step one, you would be Command Sergeant Major Foulke.
I'd be retired. Yeah, retired Command Sergeant Major, and I would be all the programs.
Yeah, dude.
Just fucking miserable.
You'd wear your hat with your fucking campaign medals. Yep. And you'd be going to Ranger Rendezvous.
Yes. All of those things. I am a Ranger? No. I was not born a Ranger. I learned / I do Ranger.
Yeah.
I am not a Ranger.
I
am sovereign.
Yeah, bro. That may be something that may be the biggest takeaway of this show, is that it's like, even the most exciting, fulfilling, bro, jiu-jitsu black belt, fucking Army Ranger, like, that's not shit I am, that's shit I did.
Yes. I do jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu.
And being a fucking open water ocean rower is gonna be one more thing that I did, not that I am.
Yes.
But in that experience, in the moments of that experience, is where you can find parts of you.
Yes, 100%.
There it is. We just fucking
we just solved the universe.
So go out there and fucking pursue the things that you're called to. And let me say this too. It is not, you do me a favor really quick. Right underneath that bag up there is a picture.
Like on the shelf under it?
Yeah. Underneath the black first form bag is a picture. All right. Yeah, just pull the whole envelope out. Because as we're sitting here talking, it's very easy to be Army Ranger, black belt jiu-jitsu, a big ocean expedition.
Don't diminish those things.
And I'm not diminishing them at all, but I'm also not, I don't want to put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is follow your passion. Follow your passion. And maybe your passion takes you out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Or maybe your passion teaches you how to do this, dude. That's a pencil drawing, bro.
Oh, shit.
That's a pencil. And this, I'll hold it up for people on YouTube. This fucking dude, look at that pencil drawing, bro.
That looks like a photograph.
And it takes him like fucking 50 hours or something to draw each one of his. And I just saw this guy on Instagram. And when he talks about his drawings, he's very shy. He's very reclused.
Yeah.
He almost has like an uncertain energy to him. And I'll show you him.
Probably protecting it.
This is what I'll do, because I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, so that's not doing him justice. I will put his Instagram in the show notes below, and I'll look it up before we put the show into production. But he always says like, "Hey, this is a picture that I drew, and I drew this picture because," and he'll like give a short reasoning, and then he goes, "And I just hope you like it as much as I like it." But it's authentic and it's real.
Yeah.
And I saw him saying that with this picture, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but that needs to be in the podcast studio.
Okay.
So I'm going to frame it and put it right up there.
Hell yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing that in is like, I don't want people to think when we're saying find your path, be you, chase your passions, it's like start the thing, do the thing. It doesn't always have to be this arduous thing that's a kick to the fucking balls.
It has to be something that calls to you.
Yes.
And not something that you are drawn to because you want to impress other people. That's part of the problem with society, and especially now with social media. So many people they're grown-ass men and women are wearing Halloween costumes of what they think they are supposed to present to the world, or what they think will get them a boyfriend or a husband or a better job or whatever. So we all did it. I was guilty, like you, me, we're all guilty of it. It's only through the deprogramming that we learned to start taking these Halloween costumes off.
Bro, again, when I was a police officer, I woke up at 3:30. I would put my uniform on at home a lot of times because then I could just commute and get right into my patrol car at work. And every morning when I'm putting it on, and dude, Jenny's a rock star, because why would she get up at 3:15 with me? Bro, she would every day to like see me off, right? And almost every day I would jokingly say, it's time to put the old Halloween costume on again.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Kind of joking about it, but also affirming that like this something that feels weird about this.
Yeah,
And you know how you know it's Halloween costume? I can tell you. Because when I walk through downtown Seattle in this fucking blue hoodie and gray shorts, nobody looks at me with any other energy than this is fucking Greg Anderson.
Yep.
Like I'm me.
Yep.
And when I'm comfortably being me, I am met with energy. And that doesn't mean you have to like me or hate me. I'm just saying like I'm comfortable in who I am.
Yeah.
As soon as I put that uniform on, people would look at me in a way that didn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
It felt off. Our energetic exchange wasn't authentic. And it used to bother me because it's like, bro, I'm a nice fucking person. Like what? Like, and sometimes
I'm glad I never saw you in your police officer uniform.
Good.
It would have. I would have known the dissonance.
Yeah. Even if I couldn't describe it, you couldn't articulate it. Well, that's what I'm saying. When I'm walking around Seattle in this uniform, I think people could sense it. There's a difference between who I am and what I was projecting.
Yeah. And their radar could feel
bro,
that.
My whole career in law enforcement, which wasn't a super long one, but I always took a lot of pride in trying to tear that wall down.
Yes.
So like even little things, when I would go to a call, even someone that committed a crime, I would introduce myself
be cool
as Greg.
Yep.
Because I didn't want this image, this costume, this thing that I knew inherently wasn't me.
I'm Officer Anderson.
Yeah. And it's like, as soon as you start to give that energy to someone, you're perpetuating this lie.
Yeah.
And so I'd always be like, hey man, my name's Greg. I work for blah, 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 blah. Just like you may work for McDonald's or Cabela's.
Yeah.
This is just a job and this is who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like all those little things now in hindsight, it was like, I couldn't I just couldn't quite do it, you know?
Yeah.
Or like fucking writing tickets.
Think about like when we were E5s in the battalion, we didn't really make anybody stand at parade rest for us.
Bro, I love that you said that because I talk about it in the book. And we've been saying it for years that Sergeant Arredondo and Sergeant Rittman are going to sit at this table and record a podcast with us.
Are they? When? Is this scheduled?
No, that's what I'm saying. We've been saying it for years.
Okay.
Both us and them.
All right. Well,
right?
We're calling it into existence now.
But they want to, and we've talked about it. But anyways, those were our NCOs when we were young Rangers. And they were the first generation of NCO that wasn't about kicking your fucking dick in. They were just about like, hey, these are the standards. This is who we are. And we can be good Rangers together. I can be nice to you and we can be good Rangers. And I tell the story in my book of when Sergeant Arredondo walked into the platoon bay, or not the platoon bay, the squad bay room, and was like, we're fully expecting to be smoked. And he's like, everyone sit down. I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah, you're right.
And he goes,
we don't do that.
What you guys did disappointed me, and it reflected on our squad poorly. And remember, we were like, oh, fuck, dude. We're ready to get fucking smoked from
at that point, I would rather have been laying in a pool of my sweat.
That's what I'm saying. It got to the point where you got your Corporal Cotton and that generation of corporals that just Saturday night, get a fucking canteen and start duck walking up and down the hallways.
Yeah.
And your 19-year-old private just getting the shit smoked out of you for no reason to. That's another thing that's important to articulate. Like there is time and place for punishment, right? A lot of it in the early Ranger Regiment pre 9/11 was drunken NCOs hazing you.
Yes.
And bro, I'm not even trashing on the culture. That was the culture.
That was the culture.
And I put myself in that culture, and I knew to succeed in that culture, I had to endure. So we were fucking duck walking with our 2 quarts. But something always felt off about it. And I remember even as a private,
You knew
pre
you weren't getting
9/11,
stronger. You weren't gaining anything. We knew that it was like, okay, this isn't making me tougher.
And bro, then we get Sergeant Arredondo, and he kind of peels back the curtain. I was like, oh, a powerful, strong NCO. Guess what he did? He led from the front. He was the fittest in the squad. Remember? And you were a fucking monster back then. And I remember he ran us all.
Then? What about now?
No, I'm just saying, like, you were known for being in the squad as being someone that was extremely athletic and talented.
Yeah.
And it's because you grew up being an athlete your whole life, right?
Yep.
And remember, he ran the whole squad till we all fell out, and then it was just you and him at the front.
And I think he refused to breathe through his mouth.
That's what, yeah. And I remember you told me, we got back, and you said, bro, we were fucking murdering ourselves, and it was just you and him at the end.
Yeah.
And he looks over and says, what's the matter, Foulke? Getting tired? Like, remember, he had that psychological warfare.
Yeah.
But bro, that's a leader.
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm the fucking guy, and I'm putting in the work, and I'm leading from the front.
I'm going to show you.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And then when we get back, let's train. Let's become good. Let's become strong. Yeah. And I remember always being inspired by that. And I never smoked privates for the reason of just smoking privates.
Yeah.
Tab check.
Yeah, bullshit.
Why would I yell tab check? Because you haven't had the opportunity to go to Ranger school yet.
Yeah.
So you should do push-ups because I have and you haven't. It always felt stupid. Then 9/11 happened, and it's like, you know what, dude? I remember before we deployed on, I don't think it was our first deployment. I think it was our second deployment. We got our whole squad together, and it was Bohannon and Zdunek and James Dupay and Spicer, who was the E6 at the time. Me and Hash were the E5s. And bro, like, we went out and barbecued and shit together.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But we're like, dude, we're going to fucking Afghanistan, and we don't know what's on the other side of that. Afghanistan deployments back then could be your weapon never comes off safe to half your platoon gets killed.
Yeah.
And everything in between, because we saw it happen. And it's like, oh, we can actually be friendly towards each other. And there's
supportive.
There's a stronger unit cohesion.
Yeah.
And there's this misconception in military and law enforcement that if we like each other as men, that there's going to be some breakdown of the rank structure.
Someone who is less rank than you, you're supposed to be mean to them, because that's how you make sure that there's no fraternization, because that would be bad.
Yeah, God forbid we
you
like
guys
each
be
other.
friends. Yeah, no shit.
Bro, and I always say, man, the contracting world proved that to be a fallacy for me, because my buddies that were DevGru operators, unit operators that were sitting in positions of leadership, when we're on the streets of Ramadi, I would do what they say. And then when we were not deployed, we'd go to Prague together, like fly to Europe on your vacations. And bro, I was kicking it with the unit sergeant major. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and we're fucking drinking beers in Prague. And it's like, and then we go back to Ramadi, and guess what? He's my boss.
Yep.
He's my boss again.
Yep.
That was never hard for me.
Yep.
And this is what I realized about that. I honestly think the world wars in Vietnam, where the majority of the soldiers did not want to be there, that kind of set the foundation for the military. That shut up, sit down, do what the fuck you're told. Because, bro, how else do you control
a draft army?
A drafted army.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And then we move into the GWAT. Every single person was there because they said, I want to be here.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need to convince those guys to stay. They already showed up and said they want to be here.
Yeah.
And what I saw is teams that operated with an element of camaraderie and friendship, even that span across rank. Bro, that is where the magic started to happen.
Yep.
And we all saw it, dude. And even Michaelis, who went from regiment to the unit. Remember what he said about our Barry Cout deployment?
One of his favorites.
He said, bro, we had the autonomy to be us. And it was one of my favorites in my whole career.
Yeah.
We could just take our squad. We could rent. We just go to a village and buy horses.
Yeah.
I never did that, but I know. Was that your squad that did that?
No, that must have been third squad then.
One squad took a fucking. They rented horses from a local village to fucking take them up to the ridge line, dude.
The big tall medic who got bit by a horse.
We go fishing in the Kunar River.
Doc Severson.
That's right.
Bit by a horse.
Oh, I remember Doc, bro. That just unlocked a Doc Severson story that I haven't thought of in 20 years. I forget who it was, but someone had like a fucking cyst on him that he had to
like Lance.
Yeah. And I said, that is fucking disgusting, dude. And you know, I'll never forget. He goes, "It's disgusting, or it's just a byproduct of shaving." Right?
Yeah.
Because remember when we were in the mountains of Afghanistan, grow your beards, grow your hair. We don't fucking care about grooming standards. And then one day, one day, our platoon sergeant came, like, remember his feathers were all ruffled.
Yes.
He rips the GP medium tent door open and is like, "Everybody's shaving haircuts now. I just heard Sergeant Major's on the resupply bird." That's the biggest leadership failure.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more of a failure that I realize it is.
Yeah.
How about you say, "Hey, Sergeant Major, my platoon doesn't have running water, and we're living out of a safe house. Personal hygiene is not the priority right now." But he didn't have the balls to say that. So instead of standing up for the truth, because the truth was,
that's right. Yeah.
This is how we're living right now.
Let's polish this turd because somebody's coming in to look.
Let's pretend we're something we're not because Sergeant Major is going to be there. And it was like this.
Get your Halloween costume on.
Bro, that was also, because I forgot about this. Remember when you were just saying, like, there was reasons why we liked the regiment, but there was also reasons we got out. That was one of my reasons.
Yep.
Because I remember thinking, it's like, dude, I'm deployed on the other side of the fucking planet.
I was in my re-enlistment window during that deployment, and I know exactly what you're talking about, because same thing. I was like, oh, God, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? And then you want to know another thing that kind of turned me off of the regiment? And again, I love the regiment. I think the regiment is to this day one of the best places to grow up as a young soldier if you decide that's the path you want to take. But do you remember when we dug the fucking septic for Barry Cout?
Yeah.
Bro, it was E5 and below out there.
Yes.
That's it.
Except
the dev group team.
Yes.
And the dev group team.
E7s and E8s.
E8s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shovels in hand.
Shovels in hand. And they were out there with us. And, bro, maybe my memory isn't serving me right. I remember the fucking septic hole we dug being like the size of this fucking room. It was
6 feet deep.
It was gigantic.
Yes.
And those fucking DevGru operators were with us all day until it got done. Because guess what? Their shit's going to go into this hole too.
Yep.
And I remember senior regiment leadership wasn't out there. And there was always something that was just like, Like, I get it. You do your time and this and that. But you want to impress your fucking men? Go dig the fucking septic with them,
Grab
dude.
a shovel. Yeah.
And I remember all of us E5s and below were like, the fucking dev group guy. I remember one of them, his nickname was Tick.
Yes.
And he looked like that action figure.
He had the cartoon character tattooed on his leg. Remember the Tick?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And there were just these fucking, when you're a young ranger and you're living with a team of dev group operators,
you're
it's
looking
like,
up to them.
Wow, look at these men.
And they're not wearing rank. But it's as you're in the hole
and
shoveling.
They also say, "Call me Tick, call me Nico."
Yeah.
Remember that was the guy.
Yeah.
That was their team leader's name. I mean, it might be an OPSEC violation now, but it's been 25 years, so
he's retired.
Sorry, Nico.
Yeah.
But like, hey, just call me this, and we're homies.
Yeah.
And it was like those little things started to. It goes back to exactly what you're saying. That's tapping into the warrior side of you, not the soldier side of you. Fuck yeah. Look how much shit we figured out today, dude.
This was supposed to be a get stoned and bullshit episode.
Well, you gave me one of your gigantic fucking macro microdose mushroom pill that's the size of an egg practically.
Oh my God. About to eat another one, getting this.
But bro, it's also I like reflecting on these days. Or on those experiences, because it's very important to, we've been talking for the last fucking hour and a half about how that phase of our life doesn't define us. That's not what we fucking hang our hat on. I don't wear anything that fucking says Ranger on it anymore.
I do a little bit, but not outside my own barn.
Well, and if you do, I'm not saying that's good or bad, as long as it's not what your identity is.
Yes.
However, it's still fun to fucking sit back and reflect on those experiences.
Yeah.
And bro, just talking about it for last hour, we've pulled little nuggets out that we hadn't necessarily put together.
Yeah.
Until right fucking now, dude.
Fucking A.
Did you do that last deployment, or were you already out too?
Barry Cout, or the one where Blessing was
The
killed?
one where Blessing got killed.
I was on Rear D ETS, like going through all the meetings and bullshit to get out.
Got it. Okay.
That was Winter Strike.
Those 2 deployments, Afghanistan, are the only 2 with regiment that we did together then.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, well, dude, you feel that? It's done, dude. This podcast is over.
Podcast is done.
Yeah, this podcast is over. That was bizarre, but I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
So, fuck yeah. I'm glad you came back on. It's been a long time. We've been on a wild fucking journey.
It's getting wilder. It's getting wild. Here's the fun thing. It ain't over.
Yeah,
this shit
ain't
is
close
far
to
from
over.
fucking over. It feels like a new beginning.
It is, bro. So if you are somebody that is searching for a new beginning, just remember, it only fucking starts when you decide it starts.
Yeah.
And it's available for fucking everybody, dude.
Yes. And hang on. I want don't push that button.
It was over. It was over.
I want to say these words one last time because
Okay.
I know this lands for, if it lands for one person, it fucking matters.
I'm pushing the button as soon
I
as
am
your
awake.
words.
I am sovereign. I do not consent, and I am not afraid.